All right, so we're out here on the back porch watching football and women's basketball, pro basketball. And we want to talk about, today, we want to talk about our boy Dagburn. Dagburn has put out a couple of lives since I've done a video. In his first live, he wanted to mention that I'm still an old man, which is great. I mean, at least I've lived long enough to make it this far in the world. I guess being old is some type of, burden on society, I guess. I guess. But anyway, so Dagburn wanted, in his first live, he wanted to talk about his new house and where he's at, and he continued to show his house and showed that his wife could hang her plants up in the front of the house, and she put all her plants out on the front and all kind of stuff. I mean, it was amazing, absolutely amazing. And he also, in this first live, he talked about this modern refrigerator that he was like, look at this refrigerator, look how cool it is. That it's amazing that it has a screen on it where you can see inside the refrigerator. I mean, are we still that far back into the 1800s that we don't know what a modern refrigerator looks like? I mean, I'm not trying to hate on the guy for not knowing what a modern refrigerator looks like, but at the same time, I mean, when you sit there and go, oh my God, let's just check this refrigerator out, it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad that Dagburn doesn't know what a modern refrigerator looks like. But let's go to the second live. The second live was pretty amazing. Dagburn wanted to go after Adam Calhoun for deciding to no longer do live streams and stuff like that on the internet. And Dagburn proceeds to put it out there as if Adam doesn't want to do it anymore because people put his address out there, which is pretty stupid. Because Adam actually explains why he wants to just quit the internet and move on to something else in his life. Adam has explained that he wants to, not because his address is put out, he doesn't want to quit because of that. He wants to quit because he wants to do something else. He explained, which I guess Dagburn can't follow, he explained that he wants to get into local politics and he wants to help the community that he lives in, because the effect of Charlie Kirk has affected his life so much that he wants to, do something else to be a better person. He wants to raise his children or his family and his wife. He wants to set a good example for his people. But yet Dagburn, this dude that has a house that his wife is paying for, and he doesn't have a job, he's just living off of his wife, wants to criticize a man that has been successful in his life, has made music. Before that, he was on the internet making, videos, and became viral off of those videos, and made money off of that. He wants to criticize a man for wanting to try to better himself, which goes to show you how much more of a piece of shit old Daggy is. That he wants to criticize a man for wanting to get away from this internet that is causing nothing but turmoil in his life, and this vicious cycle of people like Dagburn that does nothing but try to dog him out and his family, you want to criticize a guy for actually wanting to better himself. But yet you get pissed off. Let me get this right. So you get pissed off at Triple T and Chop Easy and all these other guys for criticizing you for being a guy that doesn't work and living off of his wife and getting a house through his wife's income. You want to criticize them for that. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, you're a genius. You are a genius. You know, it's pretty sad that a guy that sits there and lives off of his wife's income and gets a house under his wife's income, instead of being a man, criticizes a man that actually wants to do better for his family and help his community. Yeah, that makes sense. But don't worry. I'm sure you're going to have your followers, that your basic followers that continue to say, Dagburn, you're doing the right thing. They come to your lives and they make their comments and talk about how great Dagburn is. And how Dagburn, they're just picking on you, Dagburn. Right? It's pretty sad. But you want to criticize also. You want to criticize people and say, oh, they're just using my name to get views. But at the same time, you do nothing but use Ryan Upchurch's name to get views, which is the same criticism that you give to Triple T. That's amazing. It's amazing. You know what that calls you? That makes you a hypocrite, bro. You're a straight hypocrite. But anyway, I just wanted to make this video to cover Dagburn and what's going on, because, that's what I do now. Because Dagburn wants to continue to say my name. Not say my name, but he wants to call me an old man. And he wants to come on here on his lives and say, oh, the reason I put out his messages with me is because I want everybody to see how he is. But that's fine. It's no problem, because it doesn't matter, bro. You can't put out videos about me and the messages that I gave you, because it's already been established. And you want to sit there and say, oh, let's check the timeline. Well, let's check the timeline, Dagburn. Let's let everybody check the timeline. Let's go ahead and say this, that after the video where I had it with Chop Easy and all those guys, yeah, I put a video, I sent you a message and said, if he says anything bad about me, let me know. Is that the timeline you're talking about? Oh, you're such a piece of shit. I think that I'll have to say I was being ignorant. I wasn't really, see, this is another thing that I like to say, that everybody wants to sit there and say that I was glazing Dagburn and all this kind of stuff. But I actually, if you look at my videos, put out a video saying I don't have a side. I wasn't glazing or supporting Dagburn as much as people say I was. I was just bringing to light some certain things that somebody said about somebody's wife, and I felt like it was something that I needed to say. So if people want to continue to criticize me for that, then that's fine. That's your choice. That's just like there's a lot of video in my last video. I have certain people come on my comment section and tell me, hey, we tried to tell you, but yet you continue to support this guy. That's fine. I didn't continue to support him. I was trying to bring the light that we shouldn't talk about other people's family. That's all I was trying to do. It wasn't that I was out there supporting Dagburn to the fullest extent. I wasn't doing that the fullest extent. I was just trying to say that we shouldn't be on the internet saying certain things about people's family. That's all I was saying. But if you want to continue to come in my comments and say that I'm a Dagburn, we tried to tell you you're a piece of shit for supporting the guy, whatever, that's fine. That's fine. I don't care. But anyway, I'm done with that. Dagburn's a piece of shit. And he's got a new house. And on top of he's got a new house, he's got a new refrigerator that is modern, that he thinks is modern. And then he wants to criticize a man, Adam Calhoun, for actually wanting to better himself in life. If that tells you anything about Dagburn. So next time, see ya.